Hey y'all, welcome back to Firewood on the Hill. My name is Matt. Today guys, we're gonna do some splitting, but I want to slow it down and show you why I do what I do. There's a lot of talk on YouTube whether you should adjust the wedge every time you split or you should just leave it at desired height and go with it. I'm gonna show you why I adjust the wedge for pretty much every piece, and also it's kind of a test because I really don't know because I haven't tested it, but we're gonna see if it's actually faster to adjust the wedge or to leave it alone. So stick with me guys and we'll see what we got. Here we are y'all. So what I've done is I've got two small pieces, two pieces a little bit bigger, two pieces a little bit bigger, and then we got these two pieces right here. All the wood are very similar to each other. I mean, you can't get it perfect unless you get it from the same log, and right here I don't have two of the same logs, but like I said, they're very similar, and this makes it more of a real world scenario because all your wood's not the same, right? So here's the plan. The plan is we're gonna run the first run, we're gonna put the wedge at a fixed location, and we're gonna count how many times we split it per piece of wood. And then the next run, we're gonna run the wedge where it's adjustable to whatever size we need and see how that works. The goal here guys is to figure out which way is faster, if there is a faster way, and also is to show you the difference in the pieces you get from a fixed wedge to adjustable wedge. So let's get to it. see. All right guys, so at first I was gonna do like the small piece, the medium piece, the next piece up. And after watching the film, I realized that I didn't even adjust the wedge for the first 2 splits on either section, the adjustable wedge or the non-adjustable wedge. So I just went in and took that out of there. The third split, which was the little bit bigger piece, I kind of messed that up and started splitting things way too small compared to the other one. So I'm not gonna count that. So what I'm counting is the big piece, because I think I did that correctly and fairly. The most important one was the big one, because that's the one that's going to save you the most time, so that's why I showed that. But yeah, let's get into it. So the results are in, guys. After I did the videos, I went ahead and counted everything so I could put it all in this one video. And with the fixed position, there was 18 splits, and then for the adjustable position, it was 14 splits. And actually the log, or the round for the adjustable, was actually just a little bit bigger than the fixed. So what does that mean? I think I can tell you why it's faster to use the adjustable, and I'll show you right now. So I split this log in 4 ways. This is a small one. It works for all sizes once you have to resplit it to make it a smaller piece. But if you look right here, if you split a piece of wood in 4s, it's going to have 4 flat edges like this right here, right? Well, for the Wolfe Ridge, now it could be different for others who do not have a flat surface like the Wolfe Ridge does. What this allows is, no matter how big the piece is, when you bring this wedge down right here, it's going to make an even piece because the bottom's even. Well, not only that is, when you split this stuff in quarters as well, it makes the pieces narrower. So what happens when you split a piece of wood that's really big and wide, even if it's flat, it's going to make elongated pieces. So then you have to resplit it again. So what bringing this 4-way does, bringing this adjustable 4-way to big pieces, little pieces, whatever, it quarters them up into sizes that you could split one time. Even the big boys. If you got a big boy like that one over there, or this one over here, if you split it in 4s, it's going to be like, I don't know, it's going to be the length of this plate right here, or a little bit longer, and you split it and it makes a good solid piece, right? When you have pieces laying down like this, it's not even. You could see this is further on the table and then that's up higher, so it's going to split unevenly. Also, there's some more factors to consider when you're talking about an adjustable wedge and a fixed wedge. If you have a fixed machine, obviously you have no option of adjusting the wedge on the fly, right? So that's out of the question for fixed machines, fixed wedge machines. But if you just wanted to split the big round once into quarters and then put it at a set height and split, I think that's probably the fastest way to do it. But as far as splitting, like putting your wedge down where you want it and splitting, no matter how big the piece is, I think you're losing a lot of time. And I'll tell you why. When you split those big rounds, you saw me fighting it. It doesn't split even pieces that are manageable. You can't just pick it up and put it on there. You have to fight it, and then you're fighting multiple different sizes, multiple different quarters, right? So that's where you're losing your time. And you might think, well, you're losing your time when you're adjusting the wedge. Not as much as if you were moving the rounds, right? I mean, a wedge, literally, you put the thing up, you tap it, go, you're done. I mean, literally, it takes a second. Even if you took 2 seconds, I fought those 2 halves for like 30 seconds, right? So that is why I think it's easier to quarter your pieces, and it makes it more manageable, and it makes nicer pieces. When I look back at the film, I didn't try to rush through this stuff. I was, you know, trying to take my time for both sections, the fixed section and the adjustable section. And the fixed position actually took 2 more minutes than the adjustable position took. And like I said, I went the same speed and everything. I tried to do exactly the same. Once again, I wasn't really worried about the timing because I was more worried about pieces. As you can see, I was sorting through the pieces, making sure that they were supposed to be the right size, the perfect size. That way it was fair. When I was doing the fixed pieces, there were some that were elongated, but they were real skinny, so I left them that way. Although I might should have cut them in half. I didn't want to be too picky because obviously each piece is different, and I didn't want to make it unfair for one side and the other, because like I said, with the adjustable wedge, you get all nice pieces, so you can make them all look the same. Where the adjustable, you kind of just have to go with the flow because it doesn't do that. Anyways, I hope I didn't get long-winded on that, guys, but I hope you got something out of this video. I sure did. It actually put in perspective of what I thought was to be true, and this is what works for me, guys. Like I said, this might not work for Eastimate or a splitter that has a cradle, because you don't have that flat surface that I use to make my pieces squared. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. We'll catch you next time.